What's up, dude? Welcome back to Island Grove Studios. Thank you for joining in on today's live stream for Roland, the Island Grove Studios' first Blender short film. It's been a minute. I was working on a freelance project, but now that's wrapping up, so I'm back at it. I have been working on some things in the background, just have not been live streaming. I'll show you what I've been working on. So, first thing that I did was I made a mock-up of the movie poster that we're working on today. Let me share my screen. Here is the movie poster that we are mocking up. This is just a first version of what the official movie poster will be. Obviously, when the movie's done, we'll make the actual movie poster, but this is just to get us kickstarted. You have the logo here. All of this is using some assets that we've seen in the past. We made the golf club in the first live stream. We were apologizing the mini golf holes in the background. Right now we're using just a plane with some displacement for like a uneven ground, but we're gonna, mess with that and see what the final will be. And then we also have a mini golf hole from one of the past live streams in the foreground, and Roland, obviously. So that's one thing. That's what we're gonna be working on today, as well as some other things that I'll show. What else we got? I was working on one of the cool things I was working on was Stable Diffusion add-on for Blender to create some concept art for the environment. You'll see this is like kind of what I inputted. I'll show this for one part of the stream today, but you just type in a prompt in the add-on in Blender and it just generates an image right inside Blender, so you don't have to go outside and use a third party or on web. So this is pretty cool. I got some images of like a shack with, I tried to get a mini golf course in the background. Some of them look kind of like a mini golf course, this one especially with the green here, but some of them I tried its hardest. This one has like sand traps, but all of them I tried to generate with a wooden shack in the background because that's where Roland lives. So this one I wanted to use one with a giant hole in the opening because this is more accurate to what the shack will look like. It'll look kind of like a combination of this one. Oh, this one I didn't paint over. I painted over this one. There'll be a combination of this because I want the windows to look like his glasses, and then there'll be a giant opening like this, where like you'll see the shelf is up here and he lives up here, and all the golf balls, when they get picked up to be played, live on the bottom shelf here, kind of like that. This is kind of another example of an open window concept. It's pretty cool that this is just generated with using AI. So one thing I like for this is maybe using this for the clouds in the background, because I like some of these stylized painty clouds. So I might generate some clouds just for today to stick in the background of the movie poster, but we'll see if we get there. So another one that I was working on is the putt mat that Roland lives on. You see Roland here. So on the shelf where he lives, there is this putt mat where he practices to get better at golf, but he's still nervous to play because he wobbles all around. So I was modeling this and shading this and using, not really shading, but this is just a basic shader. And then for the turf, I used geometry nodes to scatter turf, like the little needles all over this, and that's what we're going to use for the movie poster, for the foreground right here, because right now you see it's just a plane. It looks like kind of like grass, but it looks kind of like grass, but it's not actual like simulated turf. So that's what we're going to do for the poster. That's probably the first thing we'll do, but we'll get to that. And then, yeah, so the putt mat this is what I was working on. And then also what we have is kind of a mock-up of the shelf where he lives. Like, this is what I was talking about. So he lives up here with this driving assist. Oh, this whole shelf is gonna be filled with knickknacks and golf stuff. And this is what he practices. He jumps down the putt mat from earlier, hits the ball, and then it swings and hits, and he tries to practice. That's how he, can shoot himself up the practice mat. So this is just a mock-up with some test lighting for like a nighttime shot. So, oh, you can't even see it. Crap. There we go. So let me go back. I messed up on that. This is a mock-up of the shelf where Roland lives. This is the putt mat from earlier. Maybe that didn't show up either. Let me see. So this is up on the shelf where Roland lives, and then this is just kind of like a test of like the nighttime lighting with the lighting in the shack during like a night scene or something. This is the device that he uses to practice shooting himself up the ramp. And then I also did some physics simulations to see how his glasses would kind of roll. If I did a simulation with the wooden glasses, like I want him to like be wobbly. That's why he's self-conscious about playing, because he doesn't roll correctly. So like he like wobbles around. That's the idea I had in my head. So I figured, why not try and do a simulation with the glasses, like on some rough geometry, and see how it acts. So this is what came up. It's pretty like what I had in mind. You see when it's not perfectly straight. He kind of wobbles back and forth with the glasses. I mean, it's pretty straight, but So maybe I figured what I can try to do with this file is parent Roland's model from the movie poster, or just his model in general, to this mesh, and see if I can do this exact kind of wobble with the actual Roland character. So I think I would just do a copy location and copy rotation constraint, and it would just stick right to it. I think we'll see. So first things first, we'll get to the movie poster, and then we'll get to all the other stuff. Let me switch over. Here we go. So as you can see, this is the poster that we had that I showed, just minus the logo on the top, which I can actually add. But then you see over here in the distance are the I just put a few of the retopologized holes in the background. Just we're going to actually lay out the holes that we scanned and retopologized around to make like a bit of a movie set with I might want to add the shack in the corner here. I'm not sure. I kind of envisioned it originally to be on the right side, so maybe I'll flip the club around so it's like a lefty like holding it right now, because in my head I had the shack over here with the mini golf holes in the distance. This is all grass and like sidewalks and stuff. Actually, let me use the annotation tool, and I'll lay out all the things we're going to do today. Sound good? Let me check the sound. And the shack over here with the mini. Cool. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is put some of the simulated grass using geometry nodes all over this ground plane here, because right now it's just the texture. I'll probably leave the texture just on the bottom, so that's what will be underneath if there is a space in between the turf. And actually that might be a good idea to save on render time. If I can scatter, well, with the lighting it probably wouldn't look right, so we'll get to that. So grass, that's one thing. I'm not gonna write, whatever. I want to put more mini golf holes in the background, and like actually fill in this area with like what it'll look like in the movie with some sidewalks, and maybe put some rocks for now. I'm not sure what will. And then, like I said, I wanted to put the shack over here, but maybe it goes over here. I don't know. I don't even have the shack built yet. It'll just be a rough model for now, because we're not going to finish this in one sitting. So it's kind of like what it is. So maybe I can put it over here and switch the club over here, but we'll see. And then obviously the logo. And I also want to, maybe if we have time today, to add some AI cloud card in the background. Oh, and then another thing I wanted to do was add some trees, obviously, and some shrubs and whatnot over here, but maybe not get to shrubs today. This is also going to be kind of out of focus a little bit, but I wanted to add a tree line, and I had a cool idea of what if like the whole set of the movie from a bird's eye view was surrounded by trees, like in a circle, like a perfect circle, like a crop circle almost, to make it more stylized, and everything in the world is very round shapes and whatnot. So the whole set is enclosed by these trees in a circle pattern, and it looks like from this angle, in like a lot of the shots, maybe all of the shots, the tree line looks like you're in a hole just from the trees, you know, in the wide angle lenses and stuff. So at least for the poster, it'd be cool to have this kind of tree line be looking like like we're in a hole. And then obviously the logo. So those are the things we want to do overall, just for this. This is, like I said, just a mock-up of the movie poster before the movie's made, and just to get some, you know, maybe I can get it printed and put it in the background just for motivation and see it every day. So it'd be a lot of fun. So we're gonna get going and start with, I think, the grass, because that would really elevate what this looks like. Oh, and actually another thing I wanted to point out was the fact that I put in After Effects a filter over the render, and it made it look kind of like painted and gave it kind of like a stylized look. I don't want to just be another like painted texture movie, but I think it can be motivated by like the characters are painted, there's certain colors. This pertains to the kind of the paint. I don't know. So let me find the movie poster again and show you what I mean, because you can see it side by side here. No, not reference. Movie poster. Yeah, here it is. So if you look real close, it's maybe hard to tell on YouTube, but the character has a painted, like, even up in here, it's kind of like watercolory paint. Let me zoom in so you can see, like, it's kind of like a painted texture almost. And if I let me see the difference here, like all the details get a little muddy and they get a little washed out, but that's okay, because we don't want it to be super pristine render anyway. So I think it gives a cool little look. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with it for the final movie. I tried to apply it to a clip from the old movie, the 1 minute short film challenge, and it didn't give any stuttering effects. It was pretty clean from frame to frame, so we could use it. We'll see. Maybe I'll show that process in a later stream. So this is the general vibe we want to go with, and here we go. Let's get started. I want to go to the, let's hide this. I have some keyframes here for the camera because I'm not sure what composition I want. As you see, these lower third lines are centering Roland obviously in the middle here, but I think I want his eyes to be on this line, or at least, I mean, it's pretty close, it's fine. The tree line I also want to be on one of the lines as well, so I had this keyframed for these two different options. Actually, that's the grease pencil. Let me bring this to the first. Here we go. So this is kind of the first framing. It's kind of lower, and it's Roland's kind of like on this line more, but the horizon line is off in the center, which isn't the best. So this one puts the horizon on this third, and that the logo is going to be, let me see if I can put the logo back in. So that matters a lot with composition, with the objects in the frame. So if I go to my camera, background images, oh, it's already loaded in, perfect. No, it's not showing up. I'm also going to save as, because this is like version 1 that I was mocking up for the community post, so I'm gonna save as, duplicate it. I'm trying to, it says that it's on. Maybe I should refresh. I think, you know what, I think I changed the name of it. Let's just start from scratch. Open a new image. Do this. Logo. Perfect. There we go. See, this is what I was talking about with the oh no, did it not save my? Okay, so that was pretty cool. Laid in there pretty good. I actually could just raise it up. Fits in that little tree line pretty good. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. Now that we have the logo in there, you can see there's a white line around it. It's not gonna be final. I'm gonna render it without it and put it in post. Fix it in post. So I'm gonna select the ground plane here. I might chop this up because it goes downhill, which I like. So we have this giant bumpy ground. It might be too bumpy, but I have crudely a shrink wrap modifier. So I don't want this. I want this to be, I want the set to be hilly and like cinematic, not just a flat like mini golf course in, you know, North Dakota. I don't know, what's a flat state? Whatever. I don't know what flat states. The West or the whatever. Let me, I'm trying to find one of the Stable Diffusion pictures. Looks really good. guess I'll just show you all of them. This is kind of, I loaded this image into Stable Diffusion, and I tried to make an image based on, you can see the Money Golf Club is there, and Roland in the clouds. But this one's pretty hilly. Like I want it to be, and I also want to add a bridge on the set, so maybe some water. Maybe not a huge river like this, but like a small pond with a bridge to simulate Island Grove's bridge. Like a little Easter egg. Always trying to find Easter eggs to put in. And then, 1 second. Like I want it to be. This is another one where I loaded the image in here. This was a bit closer, obviously. You can see it's kind of like Roland, but this is wild how this was just generated. So you see the tree line? This is exactly what I'm looking for. Like these clouds are so circular and the trees are so circular. I want everything in the world to be round shapes, like kind of like this. So this image is going to be huge inspiration for when I model some trees and whatnot. But to go back to the hilliness, this one's kind of weird and flat, but I keep going. There's one that really stuck in my mind. This one's kind of cool. It's like the shack here, but look, this looks like a huge giant mini, like sign, neon sign on the street, which that could be kind of cool to incorporate. I'm not sure what the sign or the name of the mini golf course will be yet. I think I could dedicate it to the mini golf course that I shot the test, the 1 minute challenge, because it's no longer there anymore. It got torn down because they put up apartments over it, which is crazy, obviously. So I could call it Pine Meadows, I guess. You know, like have a giant sign in like a neon Pine Meadows mini golf. That'd be kind of cool. Back to the hilliness soundtrack. I think, oh man, I can't find it. Maybe I didn't save it. This one's kind of hilly. Is it on here? Hold on. Seeing if it's on this other computer. I don't think it is. No. Where did I save it? Is it in here? There was one that had really giant hills. I don't know. Maybe it was this one. No. Anyway. I wanted to... I'm getting sidetracked. I just don't want it to be a flat surface. I want it to be hilly like this. So, I'm not sure how hilly this... This is just generated by a... This is just generated by a displacement. Jeez. Back in that bag again. Need to get another monitor. This is wild. I'm trying to play around with the music. I need to get 2 monitors. So that's my next move is to get another monitor up in here. It's annoying to have to drag us out. Okay. Yeah, so this is just driven by a displacement modifier. See, even this one where it's in the foreground, this is also shrunk wrap to the displaced geometry here, you can see. It's sticking right to the curvature of it. So I don't know exactly for the final set. We'll make it custom. This is just for just for the movie poster, I guess, just a mock-up, just to get us going. So what I might want to do, so we're gonna simulate some of the grass particles. I might want to cut off a chunk so I'm not simulating. I guess I could just do a vertex group. Let's just do that. That's way easier. Okay, save. I'm getting sidetracked. We're gonna arrange the holes second, I think. The retopologized holes in the background, but for now, I'm going to end the turf models. I should make that a separate file for the asset browser. I'm going to put all these things that we're going to need for the movie in an asset browser, so I can just drag in the turf instance objects and drag in even characters from like extras and whatnot. So we'll get there. There's lots to do. So I'm going to go to Roland. Yeah, Roland library turf. I think it's the GeoNode ones. Object. Clump. Is it clump? Yeah, I think it is actually. Let's check on this one. Yeah. Let's make sure it's the same one. I have two versions, thin and thick. Append. So now if I hit period, you'll see these are the objects I'm talking about. So I have two of them. I have one. They both have a solidify modifier and a subdivision on them, which doesn't really affect render time too much. I mean, it definitely makes it higher, but I did some tests and it's not too bad. Pretty much the same two objects, but for this one, I had the solidify modifier a little bit less than this one. This one's a bit thicker because you see we're even in this texture. I generated from a giant clump of grass and made it seamless, but you see the dark green ones or the teal green ones are thinner, which is this object, and then less sporadic. That's the main one, the thin one, and then this one's a bit random, kind of like not that it's weeds, but it's still artificial turf, but just to give it some variety and so it's not so monotone. But this is scattered less, so it's not as much. So I'll hide everything that we annotated just for now. You can always turn it back on. So now that we have our objects, let's first make a vertex group. Let's see, I want to maybe just have these ones for now. See how well it goes in the distance too. Maybe just these ones. Create a vertex group. Call this whatever. No. Call it front. Just call it okay. Then we're going to go into geometry mode, geometry nodes. And see where the stack is. Shrink wrap, subdivision. Okay, so I want to make a new geometry nodes setup. I'm going to add an input object info. I need that to instance the objects. I'm going to need a distribute points on faces, and then I'm going to need instances on points. Log in geometry. Oh, I need to select grass clump thin. Plug that into the mesh that we're going to use. Points to points. Now this is going to go into the instance tab. Then the mesh is going to go into the geometry. I'm going to set the density is fine for now. I'm just going to show you what it looks like first. And then this goes into here. So now it disappears because we need to add a join geometry as well. Not sure where that's located. So it goes in there and there. Oops. And then the actual geometry from the beginning back into it. So it's showing both. But what it's if you see over here, it's showing up, but it's not anywhere near where we want. Oh, this is showing my annotations as well. Tool, view, no. Yeah, annotations, hide that. Okay, oh, oh. So I'm gonna actually go into my geometry nodes here, output attributes. I'm gonna actually oh no, we didn't do that. It's doing the density is going all over, but we want to just isolate it into the front, which is what we did. So I need to select this socket into here. Now it creates one for over here, and if I click on this button here and select the UV or the if it selects the UV map, not the UV map, vertex group. And then since it's set at, what is it at? 10. Let's hide it up to 100, then plug it in. And we can always multiply it, but okay. Something's wrong here. Because when I plug it in, it doesn't. Now it's doing more. See, but I need to figure out how I'm gonna this into. This doesn't go first, right? Do I have the order wrong? No. No, that's wrong. All right. So we have the object as the instance right there. We have points to points, geometry, mesh going into geometry. Now it's showing up. Then it's when I plug this in that it doesn't show up because it's on the front. I figured this out before. Maybe it just needs to be pumped up more. Where is the utilities math? Maybe we just do multiply by like 100. No, it's still not showing up. Oh, I didn't assign it. That's hilarious. Okay, now it's assigned. I didn't assign that before. Okay, so now it's showing up a lot, but usually this might crash it, so hide it for now and switch it to like 10. Go to the middle, turn it back on. Yeah, now it's being scattered more, but let's keep it going. Let's save. Hey Rich, sorry I didn't see you. How long you been tuning in? We're putting grass on the turf. In case what this is kind of what we were gonna try and get to. Oh no. Oh, my annotations is off. Oh. There we go. This is kind of what we're working towards. So we're gonna add some grass. That's what we're doing right now to the front part of the ground. We might have to lower it a bit or raise up Roland because it's gonna clip on the bottom here. But add more mini golf holes in the background, and then a tree line to make it look like we're in a hole. The whole set will look like we're in a mini golf hole from the tree line, and then some clouds maybe generated by AI, possibly. Thanks. And then cool. So let's go back to simulating these. What I might have to do is do a bunch, and what I usually have to do is render it and then see how it looks, because it'll crash if I try and view it all in the viewport. So I might, for now, let me actually make another group. We're using a vertex group to have it just in the front part of the hole, so this doesn't matter because it's way out in the distance and it's downhill, so you won't even see it because the camera's going this way. So for now, just so I can see better what I'm doing, I'm going to make another group right here. Have my annotations again. And then, what was it saying? Yeah, I'll make another vertex group. So I'll shut that off for now. Make another one, and I'm going to just have this square and assign, and call this one small. Did I assign it right? Select. So if I select the front, it's all this area, but if I just do select that, it's just this one. So now if I go back to my geometry nodes and select, if I select, where's small? Don't know why it's not showing up in the geometry nodes. Maybe it can only have one? I don't know. Okay, let's just delete this one, I guess. Doesn't matter. Jeez, I don't even know. The song was fun at first, but that's annoying. Geometry nodes. Select the one we're just working on. Oh jeez, it's gonna crash. No, hide it. Okay. So we're gonna do by 0, so just nothing happens. Let's try now. There we go, small. I guess the vertex is affecting. Oh no. No, let's delete it again. Hide. Delete this. And we're going to split this. Show what the shrink wrap. Yep. We just want in this area, so do another loop here. Another one here. So it's just these two. Okay. Now we're going to select these faces. Make another group, assign it, call it small, capitalize, so it's different. Then if we go back to geometry nodes again, delete it. I think it's freezing. Yep. It's because every time I click it, it's gonna boot up all the grass. I thought I selected 0, but I think I put it back. I don't know if the camera's like all messed up. No, it's frozen. I saved a bunch, so let's just quit. Back up the reference files, graphics, movie poster, fun files. Yeah, that's why it was frozen, because it was multiplying 100 by 100. So it's definitely doing a ton. That's why we can't. That's why I have to set it like this and hide it and render a frame and see how it looks, because just trying to see it all in the viewport just crashes it. So I'm gonna go back, and so now it's at 0, so it's fine. Let's do 2, just so it's just a little bit. Simulate that, that's fine. And then click on small. Now if I do 100, it's still doing this giant area. I don't want these ones. Maybe if I just do that one vertex, maybe that'll work. One more time. Delete. Make all this lowercase. Okay, so that one vertex, assign. If I select, yep, okay. Now, add one more. I think it has to reset. Oh, no, not new. This one. Yep. Then select small. Yeah, there we go. Now it's small, just a little patch. Now if I do 50, perfect. That's better. Now you see them a lot better in this little area. So let's do 200. See how high we can go. Save. Go into render view mode. We have to mess with some settings right now because they look kind of wacky. So you see they're all facing the same direction and they're all the same size. So what we want to do is add in a couple nodes. To mess with the randomness of the rotation and scale. So I think let's hide, let's make it 1. Let's add this vertex as well. Assign. Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna need to raise Roland up, and also let's see how chuggy this is. Is there any ones with grass? I guess it's this high. Oh, he's already poking through anyway. I gotta fix it anyway. Oh, this circle is controlling Roland's. Because I don't know if I want, because this is just straight on kind of boring. For like motivation of the character, I might want to have him like, and this is when, this will be more of the final poster, because I'll be able to animate his face more. But like, I might have him be kind of like this and like more scared of being hit like just now, and have his eyes. Let's see if we can do this. And obviously I have more of a frightened expression, but I'm not sure. We'll get there. But for now, let's just raise them up. Let's get a different seed so we can see maybe there's more close by. Yeah, perfect. So let's select the ring back again. And raise this guy up until he's like not clipping as much. He's sitting on top of the grass. It's always gonna clip a little bit, I guess, but it doesn't see anything. Okay. Which is the same thing with the golf club. Okay, now it looks like they're floating a bit, but that's just because there's not enough grass simulated in there. Save, we're saving crazily. Yeah, sitting down there pretty good. That's good. What about this mini golf club? It's kind of in the ground too much. Obviously, when you put the club down, there'll be some overlap because it's like pressing. There'll be some in the like this, but that's good. So now we want to randomize the scale and rotation. So we'll add a random value node for the size. We'll use a float and do like 0.95 to 1. So the smallest it'll be is 0.95. 1 is where it's right now. So put that in the scale. When I plug that in, you'll see if I do it more extreme, like 0.2, you'll see the size differences a lot more. But I don't want it to be that much. I'll do 0.9. And then also I'll add another one for the rotation, but for this one I'll use a vector random because I don't want the grass blades to be, well, maybe I'll do a little bit like X and Y, just Z like this. So I'm gonna, for now, just do 0 on all of this. So then if it's 0 on everything, they all look the same. But if I crank this up to something, doesn't matter what it is, it could be like 423. Oh, and I need to plug it in, obviously. Now you see they're all rotating in random directions, which is good. The way the sun's hitting it, it looks kind of weird. I'm gonna hide this. Which light is that? This is the backlight. I'm gonna type in backlight. This is the key. Obviously there's a sun. The sun and your key light should generally be in the same direction, even though you're adding a key light, whatever you're, I mean, it's not a rule, but generally you want even if you're adding more key light, like if I turn this off, it's just the sun. And obviously if I turn the key light off, backlight off, this is just the sun. And I'm also messing with some world stuff. Like I have a gradient on here. So if I just hide just the HDRI, it looks like this. But I have like a gradient with an overlay. What do you call that? Like in Photoshop, with a gradient texture, just to give it a little bit. So if I turn those things back on, the sun, this is what it looks like before, very green, but I wanted to give it some bluishness. So before, after, just give it a look. So back to geometry nodes, select this. Oh yeah, I want it. So if I put this back, so that's backlight, I'm gonna do back. grass looks kind of funny. Looks like spaghetti. It shouldn't look like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I mean, it should be the same size. Maybe it's just too shiny. I think thin is this one, right? Yeah, thin. So maybe we go into shading of it. Let's turn up the roughness. I think it's just because it's a backlight. It's really, there's a lot of transmission as well. Jesus. It's crazy with no transmission, it looks like that. With a little bit of see-throughness. We should you go like 0.2 and then I don't know. All right. Go back to the randomness. Maybe it's see how thin they are without the solidify modifier. It looks crazy. Give it a little thickness, makes it look better. Even if it's just a little bit. These should all be to scale. I've done this before with other, like the putt mat had this, but I don't know. Let's just keep going and see. I just think it looks a little bit odd the way it is right now. Like I said, maybe it's the lighting. Just leave it that for now. Okay, so let's add maybe that. Let's just try and get smaller in general. Let's try that. And then let's add in. This is getting crazy. It's hard to do on stream. It's not a lot of space. Subsurf scattering to the grass shader to help. Yeah, I've tried. I think I tried that before as well, but that would really crank up render time. Plus, when I mean, I've looked at grass up close on like turf up close, and it's pretty thin. It's like paper basically. It's not really. Well, it's like plastic, but thin like paper. See if I have a reference image. I think I do. So I'm not sure how much subsurface there is actually in turf. This shack is at a real course that we go to called Stone Cold. Some creamery. that has mini golf, and this, I took a picture of it because it looks just like the shack I wanted to be. So if you cut a hole in this part to make the opening, and then like big, this is kind of like what I'm going to model the shack after, as well as some of the AI stuff that we did before. To make it more stylized, but this was a very cool inspiration, as well as some of the shrubbery and grass and the hilliness of it. It's pretty cool. But back to turf, where are you? Maybe it's a pure if I have, oh yeah, turf. There we go. I did a deep dive on turf, which sounds funny. Yeah. So I've been having one with a pencil in it, just see like scale. But see how like thin they are? It almost looks like Easter hay that you put in like an Easter basket. It's so, and they're they're squiggly and they're kind of flattened. This is like, I have reference of it bent. So it keeps the normal of the, this is like evidence of it just being stuck up by the normal, and then like as if normal's real life. But this is the best one I can find. So it's so super thin, and it's very, look at this close-up view. And they have these ridges and they kind of intertwine with each other. But with the painted look, it's gonna wash a lot of that away, so. But I don't know how much subsurface there would be. There's translucency, which is what the transmission's doing right now. Like the darkness of this, and it's shiny, but like it's pretty shiny. Maybe if I crank up, maybe it should be more rough. I mean, less rough, not let's quit this. Okay. Let's make it like 2. Transmission 1 makes it super dark. So maybe it's like 0.5, like it's like half translucent. And then the textures are all gonna be, it doesn't have to be, it's not gonna be photoreal anyway, so let's just go like that for now. And then we'll add in the other grass and see, we'll do a render. See how it looks. So what I want to do is duplicate all of this stuff. Put this on the bottom. Put this one on the top. This one we're going to switch to thick. And then this is definitely going to crash. So let's hide. Well, now let's make this less. So it's 300 and 400. Plug in the mesh to the mesh. And this to this. Oh shit, it's gonna do it to the entire thing. It might crash again. Okay, it's there. It's showing up in the exact same spots. Come on, man. I think it's because the seed is the exact same. So I'll have to switch that if this decides to stop being annoying. Yeah, see up here, it's doing the entire fucking... This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to quit it. Give it another second. Gotta be careful when you're doing geometry nodes. It's gonna... And I'm also gonna work on a culling situation with the camera for some of the shots. So it's not simulating a ton of grass. Come on. Yeah, so it's only rendering whatever grass is in the frame. But then again, when it's going, when it's moving, the camera's moving, it doesn't, you know, you can't even see the individual blades anyway, so I have to figure out a way to cheat the grass, like the texture below it, versus still shots with actual particles like this, but we'll see. Like I said in the previous stream, Pixar way would be to render all the particles. But I don't think my GTX 2070, RTX 2070 can handle that, so. Alright, this is crazy. Okay, quit. Close program. Not getting as much done tonight as I thought I would. I haven't even got to any of the other stuff, but maybe I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday night? Yeah, I'll come back tomorrow and keep going. 11:23. Oh, we only lost a couple minutes of work. It's not the worst. Okay, let's turn back on render view mode. Join this geometry. Connect the mesh. Now it's showing up at the same spots like I was saying, but let's turn these both down. Let's do like 200 by 200. Okay, this is getting crazy. Can't even, oh, that's why. I need to put this on small, that's why it's freaking out. There we go. Now it's not as bad. I think. Oh yeah, way better. So let's do, put this back to 400. Oh my goodness. Okay. Make these the same for now. Yeah, because now they're in the exact same spot, but if I change the seed to 0, different, some different, it'll be. Now it's showing up in different spots, but I don't want the green ones, the light green ones, to be as much. But actually, first, before I do that, let's see if 0.6. Yeah, okay, it's the same. Let's see if I can do the same thing for this one. 0. Maybe a little sheet's fine. Then 0.7 for transmission. 0.5. Okay. That's changed the look dramatically. And I'm gonna bring this over there. So it's not so freaking neon. Something like that. Okay, now I go back to this. I'm gonna bring the value down so it's scattered less. Much more less. I also don't want them to be as big. Just to break up the color a little bit. All right, let's crank it up and do a render. Let's see how it looks, because I'll have to hide it. All right, now it's hidden. Let's check our render settings. I'm gonna hide these holes for now. Oop, not that one. You can see the scan actually looks kind of cool. Here we go. That one, hole 2 is the one we're using. Okay, all that stuff. Let's check render, sampling. Yeah, that's fine. We're just doing tests, and we'll also make it. Okay, it's already at 70%. That's good. Render that. Light paths, good. No depth of field or nothing. Okay. So let's crank it up now, see what happens. If I do 400, I know it's still on the small patch, but we'll extend it out if we have to. Okay, let's try and do a render. Oh yeah, I've cranked them up to be both the same. So I messed that up. See how long it takes though. "38 seconds. I can also turn. Okay. So the lime green ones are way too much. I mistakenly did the same amount. Okay, so let's do that. Let's try again. And also let's bring this down to 40. So he's sitting on there good. We got some good contact with the ground with the golf club. This one's 15 seconds, that's better. All right, still too much. I'm also going to turn off the backlight from the render. And bring this down even more. Let's try it. Let's also see if we can get away with both. No, not enough. I also might bring back the settings we had for the material. Still not quite enough for that. Green ones are showing up a little bit. I think the colors are just too different. The two colors need to be... Okay, first thing we need to do is fill in the thin ones more. Bring it back to 400. And then... then we're gonna bring the shading of these closer together. Oh, you see, I was messing with this before. Okay, so the dark one is this color, and the thin one, the thick one is this color. So they're closer than they were before, but we need to bring them even closer because this is the difference. This color is this one is this one, but we need to bring them a little closer. So I think I don't like the dark one either. I don't like either of them, so I'm gonna switch both of them. I'm gonna make the darker one so thin. Bring this up a bit lighter and more in the green, like that. So let's copy this for reference. Now let's bring the thick one closer to blue, darker. All right, these ones are a bit closer together now in difference. So let's try this. Use a new slot so we can see the difference. Okay. So you can see the difference now, before and after. They're closer together, but I don't know, something about the teal ones. I should bring that back maybe. Let's see. Thin one. More to teal and darker. And so copy. Alright, let's try that. We'll do slot 3. Trying to get the color right as well. I know. Yeah. But I used those exact colors for I was lighting up the dark green more. Your reference didn't seem that dark. When I used those exact 2 colors for the putt mat, and it didn't look that bad there. Maybe it's because we're so close up. That's probably why. That far back, they blend together. But this close up is, so we could do 2, I guess. And I had more of the So those are the exact ones I'm changing now, but it looks good there. So, I don't know. There's more spots of the other green though. But this looks pretty good. Let's go 4. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I like this way better than this. Number 2 is gone, so. The variety's pretty good. So I'm gonna do one more change of the darker one. Make it a little bit darker. Just trying to bring it back a bit more. This is probably too dark. Okay. And then I'm gonna go back to my geometry modes and bring up the amount of these ones back up to like 40. I don't know. These are multiplying together, so it's like the density was started as 100, I think. Well, maybe switching to vertex groups is 0, so you need a number to start with, so it's multiplying 400 by 40. And that's how many particles we're getting for just that one grass type of that. And then this one is a lot more, 400 times 400. Was that 16,000? What's 400 times 400? I'm not good at that. 160,000 per, well, for that one. So let's do another render. Oh yeah, that's true. The world settings, the blue tint, that's true. That's probably why. So whatever that render for the turf is, I'm changing this to be matching that. So that's actually pretty good because I might want to use this tint for the movie too. So with the gradient, I kind of like the way it looks, but that's a good point. That's probably why it's looking different than the putt mat. Good point. So, because with that, I just used a white world. So there you go. Good problem solving. So now there's more green. I like this. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so now that we have this, let's try one with the backlight. Whoa. Okay. Maybe I could just turn it down or something. It's giving a nice like backlight to right here. Like right here on Roland. Like a little separation. Maybe it's too intense. You're the lighting expert. Turn off your blue tint. Yeah, let's see. Well, I would... Okay, well, okay, let's hide this again. Overwrite this one into world settings. Plug this in here. It's a huge difference. Huge difference. Look at that. Just in the background, just in the texture there. So right. Let's now see how lime green this is. Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. You were right. Right on the money, Rach. That's why I was looking different. Okay. Well, now we're making two different versions. There's one version that's regular like this, and then there's another, or like the putt mat, which is kind of like where we're bringing this back to, and then there's one with the tint. So let's look at the difference here. Yeah, see that? See, I like the look of this. It's not super green, but without the blue tint on the world. It's very green. Cool. Good thinking. Nailed it. Okay, so now let's overwrite this again. I'm gonna bring this back because I like it. And then I'm gonna turn down the intensity of this. What is this for? Just have it. Okay. Let's it's pretty good. I might mess with it later. But for now, let's save and let's do one. Let's clean this up a bit. gonna get rid of this. I'm just gonna get rid of all of them. Start from scratch. Okay, start with this render. I'm gonna call it at midnight, maybe. We'll see. All right, and then 40, 400. Okay, start from scratch. I want to see what the difference in the time is. Well, 11 seconds. Okay, now what we're gonna do is turn off I'm gonna make the vertex group all of these ones. See how far back it goes until we can't see it no more. Those ones, maybe these ones. Well, these ones are gonna scatter here, and like I said, out of focus. It's fine. So let's do that. Let's get rid of this, add this one, call it front, and then assign. This also might be messing up with it because it's more geometry here. Let's dissolve that one. Well, okay, so let's maybe sign. Okay, perfect. Now I have to reset this again. I don't know why this keeps. So 0, multiply by 0, so nothing shows up. Delete this again, save. I don't know why I have to keep adding a new modifier to make this work, but I thought these were 100. Like I said, maybe it just starts from 0. Okay, so this one was 400. One was 40. Okay, now let's see if it fills in the back, see how long it takes. Save. Went all the way back. "25 seconds. Okay. I'm also gonna add a cookie for the light, so it's not perfect. But we'll get there at a later time. Okay, so let's see the difference. Oh, it's good. Let's try a version without the backlight. It might be the color of it too that's messing my head. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah. I don't know. It does add a little bit to it, but It was even down too, so let's try 1. Five, and let's bring down. Is that the color of the sun? I don't think so. No, let's match that. I think I was trying to go for a different kind of like a color style. But match that and do that. Let's see what that looks like. Let's just do 1. Oh, it's not even. I didn't select it to render. Maybe I do like the orange color. I don't know. Maybe I make up my mind. Because this looks very white. Obviously it's not, but let's make it a bit more saturated. What happens if we make it like a crazy color? More like a blue. Like sky backlight. I don't know if that'd be a thing. Because the sun's obviously going this way. So it's maybe a bit like a light of a. Yeah, let's try that. Maybe give it a little purple. Let's see what happens. This is a stylized movie. It's not going to be photoreal. It's all nutty. That could be cool. Back when I was talking, before you joined, Rachel, I was showing some of the Stable Diffusion AI images that we were creating and that we were generating, and one of them had the sign in the background. That'd be kind of cool to have some shots at night with the neon sign. This purple lights kind of give me those thoughts, but let me see if I can pull up the thing real quick, the picture I'm talking about. This one. So it'd be cool, obviously, if the sign wasn't there, but like somewhere over here, shining into the window where he's living. That could be some cool shots. Some backlighted neon sign. That'd be kind of cool. But this for now is this isn't good. Let me get the color back from this. Copy, paste. Bring up the saturation a little bit. Definitely. Some of the coolest shots that I saw from, I think it was Incredibles 2. Had some great cinematography. There's a scene, I think Frozone and Mrs. Incredible were talking by the pool, or maybe it was, yeah, I think there was all three of them. And they were at a motel, and there was a blue light coming from the pool, and then there's the red neon light coming from the motel sign, and it just looked super cool. Let me see if I can find it. Pool scene. Yeah. This scene was really cool. All this blue light coming from the pool and the sign. It's really, really cool shot. There are more stills from that scene, but that's the one I was talking about. So neon signs are cool. Different cool colored lights. Different colored lights are cool. Not cool lights. Okay. Get rid of number 1. Let's get rid of this one. So let's bring it back up to 2. Yeah, the Toy Story 4 had some great shots of the carnival. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Okay, so now that we have this looking pretty cool, I turned down the yellowness of the backlight. I don't know, maybe I kind of like it though. I can't decide. We can always change it back, but I want to see the difference of the, I changed the transmission of the grass before, so I'm going to try a version putting that back, see what it looks like, because the realization you made me have of the tint of the world, so that made me think of this. So let me change this back to, I think it was like 0.4 roughness and 1 sheen, 0.7 transmission, pretty sure. Yep, okay, let's try this, see what the difference is. Very different. Very different look. Cool, but I just don't think they're that much transmission, but maybe just keep that with, and then turn up the brightness of the dark. Maybe. Hmm. Which one do you like better, Rich? Do you like less transmission, so it's more like you can't see through so much, and it's not as rough, or more transmission, less rough, more shiny? Let's try one without the backlight, maybe. Turn it down again. I think I like this. All that backlight was making it super distracting, but I think there's somewhere in the middle of these ones. Of the transmission. Let's turn it up a little. Let's split the diff. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Second version, but it's catching too much spec. Yeah, exactly. I thought so too. I turned down the backlight. Turning down the transmission just a little bit makes a huge difference. Let's go back. So 0.7, let's do 0.6. This is good, I think. Yeah, I think this is pretty close to what I was looking for. Maybe 0.65. I don't know what's the, is it? The roughness that's giving it that look. It's a lot of rendering, trial and error, right? It's a lot of see what happens and check the differences, and that's basically the whole thing, which is wild. It's just like, oh, do I like this or this? This one or this one? Yeah, this one's the one with too much spec. Too much backlight. Okay, this is where we're at. Yeah, I think this is a good in-between of these two. Yeah, I like this a lot. I think, yeah, I like this a lot. Okay, let's start from scratch. And then it is midnight, but maybe maybe I can try real quick the ball physics test thing, because I could do that pretty easily, I think. Yeah, looks good. So this is the version that I showed in my... I don't want to play. Nope. Hey, let's try the... Yeah, let's try this angle. Forgot about this one. I have the camera keyframed for these two different angles. Which makes the lighting super drastically different for the grass. This is more Fresnel because we're closer to the ground. So it's appearing lighter, but I don't know, I can't, this, I think I like this angle better too. Which angle do you like better, Rich? Do you like the lower to the ground one or the higher up one? So I also animated Roland. You can see the two keyframes. I tilted him up as well, so he's looks like the same. Where's the music? Man, I don't want to replay this one. Okay. So I animated, yeah, the tilt of the camera as well as Roland, so he's looking the same. But I think I like this angle a little better. Maybe a little bit in between. I like the shadow under his glasses. This one's more flat. The shadow is right behind. So I guess I could just... I like the lighting of that. Let's do this and do... Bring the key light down. Rotate by the 3D cursor. Oh, I want to go up. Lower angle. Yeah, me too. Me too. But I've heard cinematographers say that, or was it just David Lynch? I forget. He's like, horizon lines in the center are boring. So, I mean, I've heard that from other people too. Some cinematographers like, but it does look nice. And this is just a poster. So. It's a different framing than it's a taller frame than a regular 1080. I don't know why this is taking so long. I don't know why this is freezing. I also changed the focal length too, I suppose. 35mm to... Oh, it's the same. This is just one keyframe, just in case I wanted to change it. Is it the sun as well? Yeah. So let's try. I don't know why we're having trouble rendering now. It's initializing. Let's try to quit it, see if I can. Might be time to call it quits anyway. It's pretty late. I have to go into the office tomorrow. But we'll probably be back on tomorrow night, since I think my night is free, and then I want to continue and maybe get this printed. I want to get this printed by the end of, you know, the middle of April. That'd be cool. It'd be nice to have, not get it delivered, but have it ready. Maybe that'd be sweet. Little birthday present for myself. Okay. This is cool. Come on, baby. No, the music. We'll try one more time and see. Well, 15, not too long. It's when we started switching the angles, when started. I don't know why I did that. Shouldn't matter. It's all keyframed. I changed, now I can't see the difference anymore from the, I'll have to change the lights again, but that's the top down, that's the more up one, And then if I go to 2, go to frame 1, and I'm going to switch these two to be a little bit less. Oh, come on. Kidding me. It's every time I move the camera. This is annoying as hell. I don't know why it does that. This is annoying. Might just be time for bed. All right, let's try one more thing. I want to see if I can parent the well, I want to see the lower angle again. I'm trying to think why it's not working. Why it's I don't know. It shouldn't matter. It's just changing frames. Okay, well, I'll have to change this. This tangent's no good. Either he'll be, I think it should be enveloped in the whole background, so there's separation. But let's just save this for now, and then one thing I want to try and test out is the ball simulation. the glasses test simulation. So it's library, all physics test. Now, if I bring in, these should all be deleted. We don't need those. Join areas. Okay, if I bring in Roland, this is just a test to see how it'll look. If I append, let's just do the movie poster one just because. One files, poster, collection, role and substance. These ones can delete this hierarchy. Let's clear these parents, keep transformation. As well as these, I can delete the circle, and then I'm going to parent all of these things to the body. Control P, object. Now, perfect. Now, if I both of them in the center, if I copy the location, oh, maybe it'll just do it for that one object. I'll have to apply the modifier. Let's try. No, I need an object constraint. Copy location to this sphere. Oh no, it is. Perfect. It does, it takes everything. So now I can do another one. Copy rotation. Oh, maybe it's just because it's different. I just forget to put myself in frame here. Okay. Maybe it's because this object has no rotation and Roland does. Exactly. Okay, so let's remove this one for now and apply rotation. Now, since it's the same, should be perfect. Now, I just have to orient them the right way. Actually, let's do that from the start. It's not going to be exactly, the glasses are too big, but in order to get that wobble effect, I think it should be exaggerated maybe for the simulation. Now, turn it back on. Well, actually, first I have to apply. Also, maybe. No, that's fine. Apply rotation. Now. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. No, it's great. It's exactly working. So it's taking exactly the simulation from this object. And then applying it to the actual model. So now when I hit play, Roland follows this simulated object. But if I turn off the object, it's Roland the character with the texture and everything. So I don't have to simulate the character. I can just simulate the low poly geometry. That's pretty cool. Let's do Eevee so it's a little bit easier to see. Switching Eevee's tough right now, huh? There we go. How come the club's not showing up? Oh, I deleted it. Crap. I deleted it by accident. Don't save. I need to redo it because I deleted a bunch of the assets in the folder. Or did I save? Probably did. I probably did subconsciously. Oh well. Did crap. I deleted the club. When I was cleaning up this area, I deleted the club by accident, but this is cached, baked. I'm actually gonna cache it to keyframes because I've had to resimulate it earlier today, so I don't want to have to do that again because this wobble looks good for me. This is just a test anyway, so I'm gonna do rigid body, baked keyframes. I think it goes to 120, but yeah. Just like these. Okay, save that. So now I'll just redo that real quick. And that. Clear transforms, then select all these, parent it to the body, object. Okay. Now I want to nice. Nice. It's a little weird with Eevee, but it's not actually, I mean, we're not rendering this, so it doesn't matter with the lighting or anything. Cool, but now we have a method for, I mean, that's probably how you simulate stuff anyway, real pipeline stuff, but you would never simulate using the geometry of the character. You would do a dummy object like this and then parent it. So this works. Having him upside down is pretty funny. And then he can like fix himself. And I think that's gonna do it for tonight. I think. Maybe I'll be back on tomorrow and we can tackle more of the movie poster. And I do like the lower angle better too. A little more cinematic. I want to make it get rid of that tangent, so so he's separated from the background, but he's not in the sky because the colors wouldn't look good. And then we'll continue on with the trees and stuff. We'll see how far we can get. We didn't get very far today, but we'll see how far we get tomorrow. And thank you for joining. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.